at the Emporium, and you can still browse our guitars and support our original music at www.smalltownmusic.com.
I'm speaking with Lee Bounds of Rapid Rate Mortgage. Why is Rita Jensen the type of real estate professional you are looking for?
As a mortgage professional, I look for making transactions easier, and Rita Jensen with Rematch Connection is a prime example of that. Her attention to detail, her strong communication skills really help us as a mortgage company make everything smooth. From start contract to close, she helps me.
RitaJensen.net.
The new year is off to a fast start, but you can't keep up if your vehicle is sidelined. Get to Mazda of Jackson and take advantage of these super deals before time runs out. Get 1.9% financing for 63 months on all 2025 Mazda CX-5s and 2026 CX-90s, CX-50s, and Mazda 3s with approved credit, and get 1 year maintenance included in your new vehicle purchase. Don't wait another minute to experience Mazda's exhilarating performance, top-notch safety, and reliability online at MazdaofJackson.com or visit I-55 Frontage Road.
When it's time to get serious about work-ready equipment, come see me, Noah Sullivan, at H&H Chief Sales in Carthage. From rugged Big Tex trailers to durable CM and Legend X truck beds, H&H has what your truck needs to work harder and last longer. For the field, H&H carries reliable ag equipment from Salford, New Leader, and Chandler. Visit H&H Chief Sales in Carthage today or anytime at hhchiefsales.com. H&H, quality equipment, knowledgeable service, and solutions that work as hard as you do.
Come together.
Welcome back into the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios. This is the Lindsay Beckham Show. I'm, of course, Lindsay Beckham. We are streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and X. 601-879-0002 is the number if you would like to call into the show today. 601-879-4648 is the text line. We are joined by Mr. Sean Yerkeron of the Yerkeron Law Firm. Did I say it right? He tells me I say his name wrong, but I think I say it correctly.
That'll be fine. It's better than a lot of people say it. So.
Yes, I can only imagine the things that you've heard yourself be called.
My favorite was when I was in the Marines and I got to Parris Island and the drill instructors started calling me Eucatorian. I still remember that forever. That was the best one. And you don't want to correct him. When you're a Marine Corps, you're in boot camp. You don't correct the drill instructor. You're like, yes, sir, I'm Eucatorian. That's it. Recruit Eucatorian. That's the way you would put it there.
Yeah, I don't think you argue very much at that point in time with
No. Last thing I was concerned of was the proper pronunciation of my last name.
Sean, there is a big event coming up on the Ole Miss campus next Tuesday. Have you heard about it?
Is it about school choice?
How did you know? How could you have ever
believe it? I don't know that, Lindsay, that your audience is just informed enough about school choice so that you might want to, do some more shows on it. I don't think there's enough.
If they're not, they could always come to Oxford on Tuesday because I will be debating Nancy Loom taking her own head on. And it should be very interesting, especially since yesterday we saw this sweet little love letter written to Nancy Loom from our very own Lieutenant Governor, Dilbert Hosemann.
Well, you sent it to me, but I'm in full honesty, I did not read it. So what did it say?
Oh, it's basically just an apology for not being able to get everything done this session that she wanted. I mean, what is this hold that Nancy Loom has over the Senate, it seems, or at least over our Lieutenant Governor? It's quite interesting.
Now, so everybody that's not in the weeds of this, can you explain who she is again? Like she's like the union leader, is that right?
So we don't have an official teachers union in the state of Mississippi. What we do have is this pseudo union of sorts called the Parents Campaign. And I have vowed to, anytime I ever say the name of this group, I also follow that up with they are the most anti-parent organization I have ever seen. But this should be a very, very interesting and lively debate Tuesday night. Sean, you actually called me earlier and were asking me about something you saw on Facebook.
Yeah, I saw Johnny Dupree, who used to be the mayor of Hattiesburg. I don't know if he's elected to something in the Senate and House now. You would know better than me. Y'all, Lindsay pays attention to what goes on in the legislature. I do not. I do not care. I feel like it's the same political platitudes all the time. You know, like I love Jesus, like I love guns. It's all the same thing to me. So I tune it out. Not my
You
thing.
gotta know what's
I'm
going
the,
on.
you know, I get it. They all love Jesus and they hate healthcare. Like that's what I get. But anyway, so that being said, they Johnny Dupree either is maybe he's elected in the House or Senate. I'm not sure, but he said something to the fact of that teacher pay raises were tied to school choice in the House bill but not the Senate. So I was confused because again, I don't pay attention to those folks up there. Lindsay does. So I called her up and said, "What is that true?" And she was like, "No, that's completely not true." So you could explain that portion that you actually pay attention to, and I do not.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
what's kind of crazy about that is I'm not sure. Is he an elected? If he's an elected official, he should at least know better than to.
I know he was the mayor of Hattiesburg. I don't know if he is now. That's what I was asking. You know, I have no idea.
He should at least know better than to post false information publicly.
Yeah, he's in the Senate. I just pulled it up. He's in the Senate now. So
So
there you
that
go.
is completely and totally false. In fact, the Senate had a standalone teacher pay raise bill that would give all teachers a $2,000 raise.
Mhm.
The House had a standalone teacher pay raise bill that was not tied into HB2 any way, shape, or form that would have actually given teachers a $5,000 raise. So the House was wanting to give teachers more than the Senate was. Here's the funny thing. Once you get a bill through your side, your chamber, it goes over to the other side. Well, the House bill that would give them $5,000 raise didn't make it out of the Senate side, and then the Senate bill that would have given them a $2,000 raise did not make it out of the House side. So they're all dead now.
Okay.
There was an assistant teacher pay raise tied in with HB2, what they call, I guess, the education freedom or the school choice bill.
Okay. Now I got it. So basically, what he was saying was not true.
What he was saying was not true, and in
No
fact,
way in politics. I can't
right.
believe it.
And
No
in
way.
fact, the committee, the education committee chair, Representative Rob Robertson, even said that in the education committee when HB2 was brought forward. He said, initially we were going to put a teacher pay raise bill in here, but I could not do that to you House members who want to vote for a teacher pay raise but do not want to vote for school choice. I was not going to make you make that decision, which I thought was
And that
quite
I
reputable.
agree. Yeah, I think that's great. I agree. That's why I was wondering. I didn't think that teacher pay raises should be tied to any bill. I mean, either you're going to do it or you're not. Like it's not fair to make that like a hostage to whatever the bill is, whether it's school choice
They
or
don't
anything
mind
else.
making kids hostage in schools, do they?
I mean, I don't know. That is your area. My thoughts of I respect teachers. I think it's a super hard job, but I don't know why anybody.
I respect some teachers.
I just don't know why anybody'd want to do it. Like that's because I feel like I was talking to my next door neighbor who was a retired school teacher, and she put it great to me the other night. She said, it's kind of like being a prison guard because you got to be there from like 7 to 3, and you can't leave the kids. And I'm like, man, I'm not doing that. Like I got to sit there, like how like I'm always moving around all day. Like I would lose my mind. I couldn't do it. So. God bless them. I appreciate them. They should pay them more. But if you're not getting paid more, I would quit and get a different job, like, and not subject yourself to that. Like, that's just the way I feel about that.
This is Sean and I argue about this all the time because I don't know that Sean feels called to anything really. But there are some people who feel called to teach, and I feel very called to advocate for the issues that I advocate for, the vaccine issue, the parental rights issue. And I think some people, it just truly means something to them and they don't even care how much money comes with it.
Well, I think there's a fine line between like fanatic and being called, because everybody uses like, oh, God is called. That's always a thing, like, and then, I mean, people that are like, terrorists, like God told me to blow up that building, so like, I just don't know when everybody says I'm called to anything, it makes me kind of uneasy because I'm like, because it can be used in so many contexts, I guess. Not saying teachers are like that. I'm just saying like people say that so easily, like I was called, and then they like do something like, and they leave the career and they're like, I thought you were called to that. Yeah, I guess I heard it wrong. Okay. Yeah, that's just, I mean, I don't know. So I'm reluctant to say I just say that I fell into things. That's a better way for me to say it. Things just kind of happened.
I guess when you watch your child be injured by something, then you want to speak out about it. And I guess that was how I feel I was called to talk about the vaccine issue, which obviously led into parental rights and now school choice.
You
Everything
fell into that. See, you fell into the parental rights thing from the vaccine thing. If that's kind of led to another.
But it's not something I could just stay quiet about.
No. But I mean, I just think, there's and I guess I'm really speaking more to people's careers in terms, like we're talking about teachers. Like, yeah, I like my next door neighbor was telling me that, it's a calling. And I do think it is for a lot of people that, like, my dad was a teacher for a year. I've told you that story. He's told me this thing. He quit because he's like, I wasn't called for this salary. That's what he told me. And that's what he told me. Yeah. He's like, no way. I mean, after a year of, he taught, I think 8th grade math or something. And he said, it's like, I wasn't called to the salary. That's exactly the way he put it.
I mean, and that's so true. Teachers aren't doing it for the money.
No, they're not. They're not. And like I was telling you on the phone earlier, we complain about, teacher. I think they should be paid a lot more, but we complain about that. But well, I mean, it's any job, but
some of them should be allowed near children. Period.
But that applies to any job. I mean, there's some people like really good at it, or some people really suck. There's just, I mean, when I was in the DA's office, there was a lot of good lawyers, a lot of bad lawyers. I mean, that's just kind of nature of any profession. But what I mean is, like, if we're really serious about education, then why aren't we paying them the most money and not paying the administrators all this money? Like, why aren't we paying the teachers $100,000 a year? Like, if you want to get the best people and you want you want the best people teaching your children, then this should be a no-brainer. Like, we're paying the superintendents like $250,000 a year. Well, for what?
Y'all, this is the problem with Democrats right here, because there are so many more teachers than there are administrators.
I understand that
money going to come from? You want to pay all the teachers $100,000 a year. You want to give everybody free healthcare. Like, it's got to be paid for somewhere. It's got to come from somewhere.
Well, then don't complain when the system doesn't work as well as you want to. If somebody's not making up your money, like if you're only going to pay somebody like $40,000 a year, I mean, what do you expect? Kind of output do you expect from them? Like, I just don't understand. Like, how do you expect somebody to work hard when they don't make any money? Like, why? I mean, you know what I mean? Like, why? How do you expect that from somebody when you don't pay them?
But when you look at how many teachers we have, I mean, wouldn't you say that that's probably one of the largest professions throughout most states?
I'm sure it's a pretty, I don't know the numbers. I figure you would know better, but you're probably right. I would think so. Yeah.
Because we have to have so many of them.
Besides the restaurant and hospitality industry. You're like, yeah, probably. Yeah. I mean, that's not state paid, but you know what I'm saying? In terms of like numbers of employees in one industry. Yeah, I would think so. You're right.
And of course, a lot of those people work off of tips. I mean, maybe people should start tipping their teachers. I don't know.
Well, I mean, you were telling me earlier about a teacher that worked at a restaurant, and like I looked at a poll, a number the other day, breakdown. 71% of teachers in the United States have a side gig.
A lot of them are driving Ubers or picking up deliveries.
Okay, like why would I want to take a job, my profession, where I got to go take a side gig? Like, of course you're not going to get the output you want because you got to go work your other job to make end meet. So you're not going to like be able to work as hard as people think you need to work. I mean, I just think that's bogus. Like to expect them to like go the distance when you don't want to pay them. Like, why would I'd coast too? But I'm coasting, yo. Thanks for the 30,000. Like, pay them, and then you could expect standards. But if you don't pay somebody, then they're not going to perform. I mean, that's just the rule of life.
If the government is going to force me to send my children to a school, then I expect there to be some standards there.
Yeah, I mean, okay, well, just say you okay, like here, work for this, and I expect you to work so hard. That's not fair to them, I don't think. But
well, a lot of things that a lot of these teachers do are not fair either. But that's another story for another day.
Yeah,
I think unfortunately we have seen a lot of problems in education with teachers who sometimes go rogue. But you never know. We're definitely lucky and blessed to have the good ones who are good and who really are there and who do care about children being able to learn in a good environment. But on that note, we have to take another break. Y'all stay with us. Much more to discuss, and we will be right back here on WIB 103.9, The Lindsay Beckham Show. Lindsay Beckham Show.
.9 WYAB.
Get ready, Louisiana! Johnny
Johnny's Pizza House is turning up the heat with our sweet the swamp pizza. Packed with crawfish, shrimp, a taste of crab, andouille sausage, bell peppers, onions, jalapenos, and a blend of Cajun spices, all smothered in delicious mozzarella cheese. It's the perfect bite of the bayou and the perfect meal for any Cajun crave. Try our Cajun Flint or dive into a sweet the swamp pizza bowl. A taste of Louisiana flavor is waiting on you. Let's share a slice today at Johnny's Pizza House.
Americans for Prosperity is Mississippi's and the country's leading grassroots organization dedicated to promoting economic freedom and personal liberty. Americans for Prosperity advocates for limited government, free market policies, and empowering individuals. When given freedom and opportunity, Americans are capable of extraordinary things. If you are ready to make a difference in our community and want to get involved, then visit AmericansForProsperity.org. Be a part of positive change at AmericansForProsperity.org. Paid for by Americans for Prosperity.
Hi, Kim Wade here. Spring is in the air and temperatures are on the rise, requiring us to run the AC nonstop. Don't let those days sneak up on you. Call Pure Air Consultants today for your spring inspection on your AC system. Pure Air Consultants, your go-to Ring Pro partner that can get the job done and have you resting in comfort in no time at all. Locally owned and operated, Ring and Pure Air Consultants to the rescue. Contact Pure Air Consultants today online at mypureconsultants.com. That's mypureconsultants.com.
CBS News brief 6 days into the Iran war, and it's still a struggle for many Americans who want to leave the Middle East.
There is this mounting frustration and anger over what seems to be a lack of planning and preparation on the part of the administration to get Americans out of harm's way.
CBS's Matt Gutman in Tel Aviv. Israel, involved in attacks in Iran, is also targeting southern Lebanon, as we hear from the BBC's Weir Davies.
There's been an unprecedented evacuation order for parts of South Beirut, areas that are known to be loyal to Hezbollah, where there have been numerous Israeli military airstrikes.
The Trump administration's cut a deal with 53 medical schools to require 40 hours of nutrition education for students to graduate. Education Secretary Linda McMahon.
These actions promise real progress toward our shared goal of a healthier America.
CBS News Brief. I'm Steve.
Hey guys, this is Casey Ellis with Ellis Autoplex, located on Highway 471 in Brandon. Ellis Autoplex, known as Little Truck City, is your old school mom and pop style dealership that's family owned and operated. We specialize in 4-wheel drive trucks, but don't worry, we have cars and SUVs too. Looking to sell your vehicle? Bring it by Ellis Autoplex, where we pay fair market value and we cut you a check on the spot. Need your vehicle service or repair? We can handle that too. Shop us online or set your appointment at ellisautoplex.com. That's ellisautoplex.com.
Your pool should be something you enjoy, not something you fight with. Hi, I'm Darren with Elite Pools. At Elite Pools, we do more than just service. We take care of everything your pool needs, from your routine maintenance to your full repairs, upgrades, and even complete transformations. If your pool needs a little attention or a fresh start, then Elite Pools can bring it back to life. Visit Elite Pools online at elitepoolsms.com. That's elitepoolsms.com. Or give us a call. At Elite Pools, we keep you swimming.
Get ready, Louisiana! Johnny's Pizza House is turning up the heat with our sweet the swamp pizza. Packed with crawfish, shrimp, a taste of crab, andouille sausage, bell peppers, onions, jalapenos, and a blend of Cajun spices, all smothered in delicious mozzarella cheese. It's the perfect bite of the bayou and the perfect meal for any Cajun crave. Try our Cajun Flint or dive into a sweet the swamp pizza bowl. A taste of Louisiana flavor is waiting on you. Let's share a slice today at Johnny's Pizza House.
When leaks, clogs, or cold showers slow you down, call on Anglin Plumbing, the plumbing experts who get the job done right the first time. Leaky faucet, sink, or toilet? Need a water heater installed? Call on Anglin Plumbing. You can always trust Anglin's reliable and hardworking technicians. Don't let plumbing headaches ruin your day. Call on Anglin Plumbing Service to get it fixed. And you can be a part of the team. Anglin Plumbing is now hiring. Learn more about Anglin Plumbing at anglinplumbing.com.
Have you thought about the cost of long-term care? In Mississippi, a home health aide can cost over $57,000 a year, and a private nursing home room can exceed $109,000 annually. Hi, my name is Cressley Pierce at Pierce Professional Agency. Long-term care insurance may help protect your savings and give you more options and peace of mind as you age. Learn how planning ahead could save you money and stress. Find me, Cressley Pierce, online today at MadisonPlans.com. That's MadisonPlans.com.
Come together.
We are back here on the Lindsay Beckham Show here in the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios. I'm telling y'all, I'm in this group chat with Sean and Kim Wade, and if you ever need a laugh, just let me know. I'll have to send you some screenshots because they go at each other, and I'm just kind of stuck in the middle here.
Yeah, Kim's upset about this war in Iran because the United States is attacking his
Oh, here
Muslim
we go.
brethren.
Here we
And
go.
he's very upset about this. Or he was in the Nation of Islam. Every time on the radio I mention that because I think it's worth mentioning that he was a member of the Nation of Islam. Had a
love you.
conversion while in prison. He changed his life forever. He is the man he is now because of that. So
I love
for
you,
better or
Kim.
worse.
I don't let him talk about you too bad, I promise. Not when I'm around anyway. Sean, so one thing that you have been very educated on is keeping up with the Jody Owens and Chokwe Lumumba scandal. You even gave your opinion on some of the latest happenings to WLBT this week. I shared that on my social media if anybody wants to read it, but tell us what's going on there.
Yeah, and really thanks to Anthony Warren with WLBT. He calls me on this story all the time, and he just to get my opinion. It's really nice that somebody like cares what my opinion is because sometimes I don't know if it's good or not. But I really
He
appreciate
gave you
Anthony
me, so
for
sometimes he wonders if his opinion really counts.
yeah. So I really appreciate that Anthony values it, because at least somebody does. So that's nice of him. Anyway, he writes. All kidding aside, he writes. Anthony does some amazing work over there. He has been following this scandal since the beginning, and if you want, you check it out. Go to WLBT, follow him. It's really great work. But the what's going on is the feds have now filed. The federal government has filed several motions. They're under seal, so you can't really see them yet. They're not public, and what they are the gist of it in English, Lindsay, I won't give the legal
Thank
gobbledygook,
you.
is they want to move the case out of the Jackson area, or at least draw a jury from not the metro area. The way the federal system works is there's the Southern District of Mississippi, which is what we're in here, and it's basically all the counties south of I-20, or in that, a couple that are north of it, and we're in the Northern Division of the Southern District, and that's, I forget, 20 counties, something like that. And then there's an Eastern Division, Western Division, and Gulfport, all that stuff. So there's so they want to draw a jury pool from different parts of the southern part of the state. And that is so it's people that don't know about it. Like, and Lindsay, you sat through a voir dire with me and probably remember the questions I asked the jury was that, have you ever heard about the case? And based upon what you've heard, have you formed an opinion one way or the other? Based on that opinion, has that made you favor one side or the other? And I think that is what the federal government is trying to exclude that, so there's not a biased jury, because I think the worry, and I think it's a smart move on their part. I would have done the same thing. I think they're worried that there's a jury that some could be tainted. We have a lot of corruption in this town, and they don't want all it takes is one person to buy the FBI got me drunk defense that District Attorney Owens is putting forward, and they don't want that. I don't blame them. And I mean, if I were Judge Jordan, I would agree with them and move it. I think he actually said, they have some quotes from him. Judge Jordan said that jury selection is going to take a long time due to the high profile nature of this case. I tried a very high profile case about, God, now it's 13 years ago. I'm really old. And we had to move the case to Lafayette County, Oxford, and pick a jury because, everybody in the metro area had heard about it. And you don't want a juror that has already made their mind up because they've read all these press reports, and one way or the other. I mean, because I think most times we read what's in the media and we immediately make an opinion based on that when it may not be the facts. And a lot of times it's not. I mean, a lot of
That's
times
our
it's
human
just not.
nature. We're obviously going to just form an opinion on what we hear.
So you're fighting that battle, whether you're the defense or whether you're the prosecution. And for the district attorney in Chokwe, I think there's a lot of people that have already said they're guilty. Now, I think it looks pretty obvious that they are guilty. I think, well, actually, Jody Owens has said that he is in his entrapment motion. You have to admit that you did it. So I think that's out of the fact that he did it is taken out of the question at this point. Now he's just saying that he was coerced into doing that by the FBI because they got him white girl wasted. I mean, that's kind of what his argument is now, that he wouldn't have done it if he wasn't, doing shots of White Claw. But that's the
And that poor guy, what's the other guy's name? That poor guy.
Aaron Banks.
Not only did he get drug into this, but now he's been made to look like the
Oh yeah,
castaway. Like they've just portrayed him in such a awful light, not even really a
Well,
negative light, but just like he's just a nobody. Nobody even cares about
no,
him.
I don't. I know the answer to this question, but I'm asking anyway. Have you ever seen the movie Four Brothers with Mark Wahlberg?
No, but I know what you mean about the little kids table. Like, go
Yeah, Clay and I
skedaddle.
Clay's seen it a bunch, and we used to joke about this because there is a scene when they the mafia guy, like who's a black mafia guy in Detroit, is like owns a city councilman. Aaron Banks, a city councilman, and he's mad at me. Makes him go sit and eat dinner at the kids' table. So so I always call Aaron Banks to sit at the kiddie table Banks because that's the way Jody Owens had talked about him in those FBI wiretaps.
Yeah.
Basically, like he was the little B word.
Mhm.
That's the way he was being treated. So, like, we were like, well, he was trying to kind of sounds like he was trying to skim how much money he was going to pay him, if I remember
That's
correctly.
what it was.
Yeah, like, well, we'll pay Aaron 5,000 now, and we'll just give him 5,000 later. I mean, we own him, whatever.
Right.
He
That's the
doesn't
way.
matter. He's just a vote on the council. So, yeah. So I think in ordinary cases, if you were the defendant, you may not want the home county. That's why in the state, only the defendant can file a request to change. It's called change venue, but like essentially move the case to a different county. The federal government, the prosecution is doing that. They're not changing the district. They still want to stay in the southern district, but they want to move to a different part of that district. So I think usually it's the defendant wants to do that. Here I think they're rolling their dice that they'll get a more favorable jury that might buy the white girl wasted FBI got me drunk thing, because apparently that's his only defense. It's not that he didn't do it. It's he did it, but he was coerced into doing it. So he's hoping that somebody, will buy into the whole public, I don't know, the FBI set me up defense. I mean, that's kind of what it is. And I don't know that a jury in Gulfport is going to buy that
I was
as
about to ask,
easily as one in Jackson may.
where would the location most likely be, you think?
It'd be up to the judge. He'll weigh a bunch of factors. I would think you want to do it where there's a greater population center and easier to get jurors. The coast sounds like the most reasonable to me. Like you could get the most people there, and most likelihood that you actually seat a jury would be there. I would move it to Gulfport. That would make a lot of sense. And that way, those folks have heard about it? Probably not. They're not in the same media market. They've probably not heard about it. One thing I did when I was a prosecutor and defense would request to change a venue on a high profile case, I'd always want to move it to the coast because the reputation of the coast is those folks that convict you. Like if I was the defense here and I'm representing Jody, I'd be like, we don't want to go to the coast because we are F word if we go to the coast. So
Well, I'm a fan of the coast because that is where our lawsuit with Mississippi Parents for Vaccine Rights ended up, and we won in our lawsuit against the state over.
yeah, they're pretty conservative on the coast, like more than people think. And it's the juries there are notorious for throwing you away. So if I was the federal government, I'd be like, Judge, we want to go to Gulfport. If I was Jody Owens and Chokeway, I'd be like, please God, we don't want to go to Gulfport. So that's kind of where I laid with it.
Once this is all said and done, are there going to be any families of people or even the people who have been prosecuted that are going to come back and say, hey, it was proven by court of law that Jody Owens did these things, and in the process of that, we heard him say he can fix any case?
Yeah, and I think that that came up during the whole Goon Squad stuff, if you remember, about the sheriff's department and did what ever involvement they had in fabricating evidence or whatever they may or may not have done in specific cases. The issue is here, though. You got to prove it if you're the defendant, and it's hard to because sometimes like you don't have the evidence that they set you up or that there was this that. Now, if you're a defendant and you paid the DA off to give you a better deal, well, I don't know that you'd want to disclose that anyway, right? You're like, I'm going to keep that quiet because I paid the DA to give. This is not like I'm speaking like this is a movie. I actually lived that with my old boss, Robert Smith, one of the guys that was working with me. Ivan Johnson, assistant DA, was taking money to reduce bonds on cases and help defendants. So this happens. This is not something that you see on on TV or in the movies. I actually lived it in that office. So yeah, if that happened, the defendant wasn't really prejudiced because he's the one who paid off the DA to give him a better deal. Now, I think it would only be in the circumstance where there was a setup of some sort and somebody actually didn't do it.
Look at Anthony Fox. I mean, are there more cases out there like that?
Right, that's a good point. And Anthony, I think he actually got some money from that too. So Yeah, I think right. If there were cases where they set somebody up or there looked like obvious kind of bias, I don't know. It's still hard to prove that though. It's very difficult. It's gonna be very difficult to do that. So I don't know. I don't foresee a lot of that happening. It hasn't really happened in Rankin County, so I don't know. I don't really see it happening in Hines, but one thing I do know: if you paid the DA off to reduce your time in jail or whatever else, I don't know that any of those people are going to come forward, Lindsay.
Well, no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm
No,
saying
I know.
if they were paid off to convict somebody else and basically set them up to be.
Yeah, and that's
I feel like
possible.
so there could be some scenarios like that. But we got to take our last break. Yeah, I'm sure it would be. Y'all stay with us. We'll be right back here to wrap things up on this Thursday afternoon right here, WIB 103.9, The Lindsay Beckham Show. Stay with us. WIB 103.9, The Lindsay Beckham Show. Stay with us.
Keep it tuned here to 103.9 WYAB.
Looking for the perfect spot to unwind with friends and family? El Patrio Mexican Restaurant is calling your name. With locations in Flowood and Cross Gates, Brandon, El Patrio is the cozy, family-owned gym where great food meets great times. Enjoy El Patrio's signature margaritas and happy hour specials that keep their customers coming back for more. Indulge in their authentic Mexican dishes prepared with love and served in a warm, family-friendly atmosphere. Come to El Patrio and taste the traditions. El Patrio, where family, flavor, and fun come together.
Looking to elevate your ride? Weston Automotive and Rick's Pro Truck have you covered. From rugged bumpers to sleek step bars, Weston's top-notch accessories will transform your truck into a head-turner. And at Rick's Pro Truck, we specialize in custom installations that bring your vision to life. Visit us today for expert advice and unbeatable deals. Weston Automotive and Rick's Pro Truck, where your truck's potential comes alive. Weston and RPT. Trucks live here.
This is Jack Hoffman. For nearly 31 years, Tico's Steakhouse has been a staple of fine dining in Jackson, Mississippi. Dad has long since desired for me to come work alongside him. And now that I'm here, I would like to invite you to come experience our family tradition of our hospitality, sizzling steaks, and healthy poured beverages. Our dining rooms are open and we are taking reservations. Our private rooms are also available along with takeout. Call today or stop in and experience Tico's in the second generation.
Tico's Steakhouse, East County Line Road in Ridgeland, 601-956-1030.
Grizz Nation, get to FedEx Forum for a primetime showdown when your Memphis Grizzlies host the LA Clippers on Saturday, March 7th. Grab your crew and get there 7 p.m. tip-off as we celebrate Women's Empowerment Night presented by Nike. Get your tickets today at grizzlies.com/tickets or at the FedEx Forum box office in Memphis. Got electrical problems? Marty Cowden and Cowden Electric are here for you. Cowden Electric is your trusted electrician serving the Jackson area for 3 decades. Electrical repair, service, and home rewiring are just the start of what Cowden Electric can do. Cowden Electric also installs generators to keep your power going when everyone else's lights are out. Plus, LED lighting, remodels, new construction, no job is too small. Visit CowdenElectric.com today to see all that they do. Cowden Electric, powering your home and business.
At Flora Animal Hospital, our team doesn't just take care of your pet's needs. We feel like it starts with the pet parents. If the pet parent is informed thoroughly and understands the situation with the animal and why certain things need to be done or certain medications need to be given, it's easier to get that done. Our website is floraanimalhospital.com. It'll take you straight to the online store where your medicine can be purchased, food can be purchased, prescription or non-prescription, and they will be shipped straight to your front door. floraanimalhospital.com.
Our flag was still there. The official 250th celebration flag is available at a complete flag source on I-55 North in Jackson. It's just one way you can show your appreciation for the greatest country on earth. Flags for all occasions. International and state flags too. Flagpole construction available. You can check it out at CompleteFlags.com. A complete flag source, I-55 North in Jackson.
Health has always been reactive, focused on fixing problems as they happen. But with Blue Primary Care, we're taking a proactive approach, working with you to help you understand your health and empowering you to be healthy. It's time to prioritize you, your health, and
We have just a few minutes left, or about 1 minute, but breaking news here. It seems as though Kristi Noem has been fired from her position in President Trump's cabinet. Thoughts, Sean?
Can I do a big clap for President Trump? Big clap. Kristi
I
Noem is an
like Kristi
absolute
Noem.
moron, and that was
I
this is one of the best moves I think that President Trump has made. That she was no way qualified for that job. Her replacement. I love her replacement, Mark Wayne Mullen. That dude's the dude that tried to fight the Teamsters boss in the hearing. I love that. I love when they were about to get into a scuffle
I'm gonna
and
have
he
to
got
look
up.
him up. I don't.
Yeah. Oh, Mark Wayne. His name is Mark Wayne. I mean, come on. He's Senator Mark Wayne Mullen from Oklahoma, if I'm not mistaken, and he's going to replace Kristi cosplay Noem. So good move, President Trump. Applause on that one. I think that's
I think her
great decision.
outfits are cute. I think she always looks good.
I'm impressed that he did that. I cannot even. Clay just sent that to me, and I sent it to you, and I did not expect that. That is a
I just got
incredible move.
The breaking from Truth Social. I always get President Trump's updates, and I just got it so that it is factual. Trump has named Senator Mark Wayne Mullen new Homeland Security Secretary.
Mark Wayne is cool. I'm not kidding. He really, you got to look him up.
Kristi Noem is to become the special envoy. But that's all the time we got. See you tomorrow. Bye.
See ya. Bye.